So I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Hemp, like I mean, I've been smoking marijuana for over 20 years now, but I didn't know. My dad used to tell me I used to make rope out of it and it could do all these different things, but I didn't know like all the amazing significance and specifics that I know now. Then I've only learned those since meeting Joshua. And when I was on my spiritual mission to New Orleans, and I was actually, my plan was to talk with somebody else in New Orleans who's a particular YouTuber who's no longer here anymore. But that didn't work out. I ended up meeting Josh, and he told me the Holy Spirit told him to look into hemp as far as saving the planet and feeding starving children. So, I mean, I've said this before, and I know you guys don't have to believe me if you don't want to believe me, but that's my truth. That's what I know happened. And then there's the facts that this plant is shown to be able to do from countless different testimonies. And then there's just the other technologies and the other industries and what they're producing and what they're perpetuating, the effects of these industries. It's all factual. These are things that they're facts. They're cemented in facts. Like you can't, like the studies have been done. There is evidence out there. Whether they want to say it or not is up to fucking them, but the evidence is out there. And so this is what we're dealing with now. We are like, from a galactic, from just an etheric God, whatever type of standpoint, like how much longer can humanity be allowed to continue to kill itself, the planet, and other animals while ignoring good, clean, renewable alternatives? Hemp, as opposed to fossil fuels, as opposed to lithium-ion batteries, as opposed to pharmaceuticals, as opposed to all these different fucking dirty technologies that we use and exploitative means that we use to go about getting them. Like, how long are we going to be allowed to continue to do this? How long should we be allowed to continue to do this? I mean, it's one thing like when a populace is like trying to get their shit together and okay, we all have problems, but he's trying to work it. Like they're talking about it. Hemp. We're trying to develop jobs to introduce hemp into the public where people are speaking about it more. Like, but no, these type of things aren't happening. People aren't even talking about capitalism. Nobody here in America is looking at themselves and what part they had to play in all the corruption that's gone down. Because we've all bought stuff. We've all chosen to consume things without looking into where they come from, how they're made. We've all allowed these politicians from, one, I mean, there's ways to change things, but again, it's like people, like there's just not enough care. Like people are this is the problem with capitalism. It's all about making money. So people are going to be more, when you live in a culture, it's all about making money. People are going to, it makes sense. People care more about making money than they do about doing right by the greater good. So this is why capitalism itself is an inherent beast that will devour itself until there's nothing left to devour, or until there's just a few little pieces of the pie for the few people that manage to sit on top. They'll be all right, but the majority of the people are fucked. It truly serves only it benefits the rich, really, capitalism. I mean, because not everybody can be a boss. It's only going to be the boss who's really going to fucking prosper from fucking being a capitalist. And since you can only have so many bosses, there's only so many people that can really prosper from capitalism. So it's a flawed fucking structure and idea on so many different levels. Not to mention it just perpetuates greed, in my opinion, and greed and greed and greed, and what that does to the human soul, and selling out and using products like this, because a lot of times people will choose to use fucked up ingredients on things because it's easier or it's cheaper at an expense to the soil, to the animals, and to the human being that they're serving it to, because they want to make more money. It's sad, man. I mean, this fentanyl problem is completely, in my opinion, like my intuition is telling me it's something